So we've come to the end of the event, and honestly, I can't say thank you enough, but I would allow the many thank yous to come from our community leads who will be giving the closing remarks. So yeah, please make welcome Ruth Ikegah.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, let them. So yeah, everybody can come in. So we do the closing remarks together. Okay. First, thank you so much everyone for staying all through the day from 9 a.m. Some people got here even before 9 a.m. till I think this is almost 5 p.m. Thank you so much for coming from far and near. We had lots of people from different states in Nigeria, from different countries in Africa, and also from different countries in Europe, and also from the US. So thank you so much for making it here. Also, thank you to all our volunteers for helping organize this event, and also the organizing committee. Um, for my closing remarks, I want to talk about this community and the journey that we have been through in the past 3 years, and how far we've come and how much we've grown. The first time we did these events was in 2023, and it was our first event. We did the same venue as well, was upstairs. Were you here? Who was here for Chaos Con 2023? Okay, few hands. So that means we have a lot of new people. Is this your first time in a Chaos Con event? Great. So see, we're growing. Very good. So yeah, so this I think Peculiar talked about chaos. A lot of people talked about chaos here. So just to rephrase, just to, give a summary, the Chaos Project is a project under the Linux Foundation, and Chaos Africa is a chapter that is under the Chaos Project, and we started in 2022, right? Um, for a long time, before I got into tech, before I started doing open source, I think I've always wanted to serve people. There was a very interesting talk that happened early in the morning about volunteer communities. I think the person that talked about ASEC, when he finished, I told him how being in volunteer communities in school, university, helped me get, more better with open source contributions, because I was already used to serving, going for events where I would just volunteer, where I would just help organize it when I was still in school. So that really helped me. So that was a very good talk, by the way. But then what I wanted to say was that I've always seen myself as somebody that likes to serve people. Most of the time, I feel I can't really manage people together. I don't know how to tell people to be stern. Maybe to be stern. I think that word is to be stern. But doing this, for being the leader of this community for 3 years, has shown me that even the softest of people can lead. So this is just an encouragement to anybody that wants to be a leader, that wants to bring communities together. You can do it regardless of who you are and where you're from or what background that you are. This event, this community is not just my effort. I was speaking to somebody just before I came here right now that I'm also the program manager at Oscar. So that's a bigger conference which Chaos Con Africa is collocated under, right? And I have a whole lot of responsibilities there as well. But this event was put together by people that have put together their time. I think I barely did anything. I was just mostly there to say, okay, let's do it this way, or let's pay for this. That's mostly what I did. But we've built the community to a certain point where even people that started from scratch, they're leading things, and that gives me joy, that gives me happiness, and it gives me fulfillment as well, because thank you. Because people's journey, we're shaping people's journey here. We're being intentional about how people grow. We're trying to include everyone. We're making sure that even in the smallest ways, the littlest voices are heard and they are seen, and they can they can make their contribution. They can find ways to grow, and that's what gives me joy about this community. Is that everybody? Also, there was also another talk about yak shaving that talked about doing the work. I can tell you that every volunteer here, every organizing committee member, or every member of the chaos community, they're actually doing the work. They're showing up in their own little way, and it gives me so much joy that our community has grown so much, and not just impact in our continent, right? Not just impact in Africa, because yes, I think Tosan's talked about how, like, we have a lot of problems in Africa, and like it's so hard sometimes to solve them. But we're not just making impacts within the young people. Like, there's so many young people here, which is so beautiful and good, because sometimes when I travel for conferences, this is not the same setting that I see. And 2-3 years ago, Oscar's team was "The Future is Open," right? Like, there's so much young talent, there's so much young people that's just so passionate without even being paid to do this work. They are here. So we're not just having impact in Africa, we're also having impact in the global community. And I wanted to show something for... Oops. Okay, so yeah, so we're not just having impact in Africa, like I said. So Chaos is under the Chaos Africa itself is under the Chaos Project, and the Chaos Project has a lot of, we do both metrics and also we have software. So we have a lot of repositories, and then when I got to Chaos, when I started contributing to Chaos, that was in 2020, right? There was only one African that was doing his outreachy internship then. He was just contributing to the badging project. The first speaker talked about DI badging, and he was just there. He was the only person. And I don't know if anybody has had that experience where you come into the room and only one person looks like you. Have anyone had that experience? So yeah, so like, he was the only person in that community. And at that time, I was just like really trying to find my footing in tech generally, and even in open source, right? So I was like, how do I contribute to this community? I think he did help a lot with helping me understand. And I started joining meetings. Another speaker here, Eunice, loved her journey so much. She talked about just joining community meetings, not even knowing what they're talking about. Because I know there are some people seated here, you sat here from morning till evening, you might feel like you don't have a clue to what we have just said for the past 8 hours. But those things you're hearing, they stay, right? So don't leave here with thinking that you've not learned something. Being here, even though you didn't talk to anybody, trust me, that knowledge, something you heard here, is sticking in your head. So that person was the only person in that community, right? He was the only person there, and I was like, how do I contribute? I started contributing. I started joining just meetings. I would show up in those meetings, and I'll be like a little tiny voice, but I'll still want to make a contribution. I'll still want to make my voice heard. Even when we try, it's not just about communities involving people. It's also about you standing for your right to contribute, your right to be involved. So I would still try to make my own contribution. I would still try to say, oh, I think I have a suggestion. Oh, why don't we do it this way, right? And even sometimes the voice is shaky, but it is still heard, right? So I started making those contributions. I started bringing my friends along with me. That's also another thing that is so lovely about open source, that you will grow with people. You will find community here. You will find friendships that last a long time, right? So I started bringing people along with me. Anita was also one of those persons that we started very early with Chaos. We started making contributions, and what did we do? We started sharing that knowledge. And that's another thing that is about open source, the culture of open source, sharing. sharing the little that you know, sharing the little that you have just learned. So I started sharing. I started talking about it on social media, right? Social media might not be your thing, but like you know people that are trying to get involved in tech. So I started sharing, and then the numbers started growing. People started showing up. And Chaos is such a lovely community. You're seeing these people here. There are so many other people virtually that have open arms, that want to hold you and guide you through everything that you need to know. So people started showing up, and the community itself was welcoming, so people stayed, right? And that community started growing for about 2 years. And then the co-founder for the Chaos Project approached me and was like, "Oh, do you want to start up a chapter?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool, I will want to do that." And that's how this community started. And we just started little by little, little by little. And today we had more than 100 people here. And that's like so beautiful, right? And like I was saying, the impact within the bigger community. So this thing that I'm showing on the screen, it might not be so visible, but what I'm showing here is Chaos projects and the footprints that people here have made. We're marking our footprints in time, and it's not just about, regardless of how little those contributions are, these things stay for a long time. We're making things more accessible to people for them to feel like they belong there. So this is like Augur. We talked about Augur. Sorry, the workshop wasn't so interactive, but yeah. So this is the footprint you see there. Are people from this community. Precious did her internship in August. She revamped the documentation. You can see that they are, like this visualization I'm showing is Git top author. So the people that are the top people contributing to the project. So you can see one footprint there is Precious. You can see the next person there for the last attracted developers. So these are people that just joined the project recently. You can see too that there's an African there. Also within coordination, so like I said, we don't just do software. We do metrics, we do a lot of like governance related stuff. You can see that's me because I'm the community lead there. The first one is me as a community lead. And then you can see the last attracted developer, somebody else as an African, Adenka is there. She's also showing up, and it's not just about being a newcomer forever. There's also a ladder for you to grow. So that person is also showing up and leading as things go. And then we have the Badging project, which is another open source project in Chaos, right? And this is it. There are so many footprints. You can see that there are so many people there showing up from the African community, and they have literally turned Chaos. They've added flavor just in the past 3 years. And if you would ask anyone, the Chaos project, the Chaos Africa chapter is so special, and I'm so happy that I get to lead this community. I'm so happy that people get to show up. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. You all are so selfless. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you without any pay, without any compensation. Thank you for always showing up. And thank you for leading things even when I'm not there. And thank you all, the people that are yet to join Chaos. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming so far to listen to all the talks and sitting for 8 hours. And again, this is a co-located event, so for some of you that might be attending other events happening this weekend, I hope you have a lovely event. And yeah, thank you so much, and safe trip back home.